Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we are diving together into Go Battle League of Great League on the open meta with 3 generalists forming a solid team. We're having the Medicham up on the lead, the Stunfisk at the back with the Drapion as a safe switch. It's a pretty solid line that I think will get you there to your goals pretty nicely on the current state of Great League. So getting now there to that Earthquake, we're gonna get the shield out of the Drapion, and the reason you want Shadow over regular is this one. Well, you can see that we are severely hurt. They even have a super effective move on the Drapion, but this is still not enough to finish us off. And so we're just gonna get there now to the Earthquake, and doesn't matter that they are not Shadow, they are still gonna be on a pretty bad spot. So they're pretty afraid of my Stunfisk. I want to shield here because I can reach to the Earthquake. However, they make a very nice switch out to the Trevenant to destroy me down, not sacrificing their Drapion yet. At this point, I'm just gonna throw my Shadow Drapion, and to be honest, that Shadow debuff bonus on the defense makes no sense at all because we can still survive all those moves. Look at how flexible that Drapion is, and of course we can finish off the Trevenant with the Trevenant out of the way, and with the shield up, perhaps our leader can be turned into a closer right now. Medicham will survive this first one, and I'm not gonna block it yet because after the debuff perhaps we're gonna be on a very bad spot, but they end up having a Pokemon like Bastion at the back, which is pure breakfast for my Pokemon. So Medicham into Abomasnow here, and we're gonna force the switch out to the Sableye. Sableye is gonna be a ghost type Pokemon, and to be honest, only the return can threaten at this point. Just gonna block the first one because it can always be a return with all that energy farmed from those Shadow Claws, and because I have some energy on my end, I'm just gonna sacrifice it to spend a shield or two out of the enemy. They are getting there to the return, one Shadow Claw faster than I can get to my Aqua Tail. So now with that in mind, I'm pretty sure that I have 2 Pokemon that can severely counter down that Abomasnow, and I can go in with a Medicham finishing off the ghost type, and perhaps we can have a solid chance at whatever there is at the back, which ends up being a Swampert. So over here, we're gonna block the first one because they were having a lot of energy, and Earthquake could destroy us down, and now I'm gonna reach to the Psychic after we get hit by that neutral move, but still did a lot of damage. And now with that Ice type Pokemon, I'm pretty sure that we can survive pretty much anything they can throw and still reach to the double Rock Slide for the win. So we're looking at a team that can go pretty well against anything. It makes a lot of sense because we're using 3 generalists that are the best in the Great League right now, and of course even against their counters they can still do tremendous amount of work. So into the next one now, and we're having that Dragonair on the lead. So Dragonair is a pretty solid option overall. Those Drango Breaths are melting apart pretty much anything, even the steel types, especially when they come out of a Shadow Dragonair. And of course they got the Body Slam and the Aqua Tail, which can both be used for coverage for anything in the meta. So Body Slam here is not gonna take us out. We can survive with 1 HP. IVs really matter, and we can take both of them shields out of the way. Stunfisk now is gonna go in, and not Drapion because we're gonna get melted down by those Drango Breaths, and instead we're gonna take the move instead of blocking, I mean. So now I'm gonna get to the Earthquake and of course deal a nice amount of damage to that poor Medicham. At this point I'm just gonna get to the crunch, but they end up catching on the Bastiodon. So as it seems I cannot win this Bastiodon matchup, but perhaps my Stunfisk can do that. I want to farm up as much energy as I can on my Stunfisk if I want to have any chance at all against the Medicham, and I know that they have to sacrifice some energy in the process. So here comes now the move. I'm not gonna block at all. Down goes my Drapion. It has already done its job, and I'm just gonna charge up to 100 and completely farm down here because I know by blocking this one I might actually have a chance, but I'm pretty sure they have some energy on their Medicham. And you might think, well, this is over. Guess what? This is not over. This is gonna be a power up punch. We can survive with almost 1 HP. It is not 1, perhaps 2 HP, and now we're gonna farm down that Bastiodon, and that is gonna be a pretty solid battle overall. Into the next one now with the Galarian Stunfisk up on the lead, but the previous battle was absolutely amazing. If that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what does. So at this point, just be sure to smash that like button before we continue on with the video, because your support really means a lot, and of course with your appreciation to this video we can spread together the word around that this video exists on the YouTube algorithm. So on this battle we're looking a little bit weird, but still we can do a lot of work against them, and basically because of that really good matchup up on the lead. So Medicham is a pretty solid option, but Stunfisk here is gonna be able to do a lot of work with those shields. We still got 2 shields, and Medicham can go in pretty solid, catching the Rock Slide, and of course now we can answer back at them with the Ice Punch. And oh boy, I thought they used 2 shields. Anyways, my bad. So at this point we're gonna have the Earthquake on my Medicham. We can still survive. Let's see though how we can manipulate the endgame now, because I think that Stunfisk will survive. Okay, they shielded twice the Stunfisk. I was not expecting that outcome, even though I have already played this one. Anyways, gonna try to completely farm down here. Obviously I have to block twice because Earthquake is always a choice, and yeah, Altaria comes into play, and to be honest we have so much energy to spare now that even if they get to the Sky Attack or even the Dazzle Gleam or whatever, we can still survive and reach to the triple Rock Slide for the victory. Down goes the Altaria, and with it their dreams in order to do something good against me. Into the next one. Yeah, I know that was a pretty rough saying, but yeah, this team is so good. Umbreon the next one, pretty solid lead once again, and we're having the Deoxys coming in. So Deoxys might be one of those Pokemons that you do not want to have up against you with this line, because Deoxys is a pretty good anti-generalist Pokemon, which has some severely weaknesses on the meta, but still I think that it can simply break down this team. If I was gonna pick a core breaker for this line, well, Deoxys could be the one. Anyways, gonna be able to launch the Crunch out of the way that Deoxys goes, and we still have some energy on the Medicham, while we can still pressure with another Aqua Tail on that poor Umbreon. Perhaps I should have gone here for the Crunch just for the debuff, but guess what, we can still reach to another one, triple Aqua Tail, while they are trying to farm us down. And this is why I enjoy using the Aqua Tail version of Shadow Drapion. This Pokemon is pretty amazing, with that one being even spammier than the Crunch. We're just gonna go in now with the Medicham and try to do some severe farm down on the Dark type Pokemon, and of course this is gonna be a CMP because they farmed a lot of energy before. Trying to catch a move here, I'm thinking shall I block, shall I not? I will let that go through, and let's see now what they got at the back. It is gonna be the Venusaur, so the match is not over yet. I will try to snipe them down over that 2 shields, and of course they're gonna block, so that's kind of weird. So now I just have to block in return because Frenzy Plants are always gonna hurt, and I do not want to get at the point that I cannot finish them off, and then I'm pretty low, so that I have to block a move like Foul Play, so that can be pretty weird. Anyways, gonna charge up once again to the Earthquake, this time not gonna throw it, but instead we're gonna go for the Rock Slide, taking the shield out of the way, and now we are expecting the switch out to the Umbreon. So here it is, down they go, gonna farm me down, and they're leaving the battle. Yeah, that was pretty solid. Anyways, next one, Alola Ninetales up on the lead. Horrible lead scenario, but guess what? Our Medicham can still pressure for that shield with a pure Psychic. Not gonna connect it, gonna take that shield out of that Ninetales. And of course, we're gonna switch out now to the Shadow Drapion. Doesn't matter what happens to Drapion, it has already done its job. Took a little bit of energy out of that Ninetales, and also pressured with that moveset that it has on the next Pokemon, which is the Medicham. And guess what? We're just gonna almost take them out here. Doesn't matter at all that we get destroyed by this final Ice Punch, but still we can go with the Medicham, charge up a little bit of extra, and now Ninetales will get into the fight. Gonna block the move because this can always be a Dazzle Gleam, which it is, big block here. And now we got the Psychic. Are they gonna respect the damage though? No, they are not. Perhaps they were expecting the Ice Punch, which is resisted, and at this point they got the Gliscor. I'm pretty sure we can survive one Night Slash just with 1 HP. That's why I did not throw my shield here at all. And of course now I can go in with the Stunfisk. Let's see though, will this double Rock Slide be enough to finish them off? One for the almost 50% from the point they were already. Now we got to block because this can always be an Earthquake. They are not gonna go for it, and we can outspeed to the Rock Slide even before they reach to that Earthquake, and that is gonna be a fantastic game for us. Into the next one now with the Registeel up on the lead, having a pretty solid lead after that worst case scenario with the Ninetales, and they got the Gliscor on the switch. You know what? I really like this one, so I'm just gonna keep pressuring with my Ice Punches. I know that these lock-ons are not gonna be enough to finish me off at any point of the battle, so perhaps I need to sacrifice a shield here, yeah, to preserve my Medicham, because even at the red we can still do a lot of work against Reggie. Using the second Ice Punch, we can take the second shield out of the way, and then we can outspeed with the Drapion to the Aqua Tail and finish off a pretty meta Pokemon like Gliscor for that format of Great League. So Registeel returns to the battle, and guess what? We're gonna let go whatever they throw, I believe, because we got those crunches which can go back to back. Just gonna let it go, doesn't matter if even if that's a Focus Blast, we can still go down and have that shield for our closer for the end game. Drapion really did its job. Trying to catch a move here, this is not gonna happen, but still they got the Altaria at the back, and to be honest, Galarian Stunfisk can probably break down those two for sure. One more Rock Slide, but first we have to take the move. Obviously I have to let that go through, because I want to keep my shield for the Registeel for the Focus Blast. So here comes now the finishing blow with my Rock Slide number 3, and of course Altaria is out of the way in a very easy way. Down they go, Registeel goes in. Of course, I know what you might be thinking, why didn't you overfarm? Well, I was not paying enough attention, I guess, so that was a mistake obviously, but still we can outspeed now because yeah, Stunfisk is an absolute monster. Down they go, and we're gonna take this victory. Level 51 trainer. Ooh, is that the best bad one with themselves? Anyways, bad one. We're gonna have now the Medicham up against that Drapion. And to be honest, Drapion is a very good Pokemon. We already have one on our team, but up on the lead I do not like it that much, because on the Switch you can definitely sneak in a couple of those poison sticks before the opponent decides to go for the switch. So we're gonna cut the move here and see what I said. Well, we can still go here for that crunch, gonna deal a nice amount of damage to that poor Medicham, and we can still pressure here. So I'm considering, shall I block, shall I not? I end up shielding, and here comes now my crunch. We got the shield disadvantage, but now we're gonna take it back, and we can definitely threat them with that second crunch, even though they had no debuff on their side. So Ice Punch now, and we will try to go now for the Nuke and the Psychic, because we do not risk it, we do not want to risk it at all. And with that Medicham out of the way, perhaps now we can have a much better closing scenario with our Galarian Stunfisk. They come in there with the Shadow Lapras. What a crazy Pokemon that is, but still pretty scary for my Pokemon, because even a whole serve can deal so much damage, and those Ice Shards are really adding up in damage. We are already on the red, but hopefully we can outspeed here to that double move, and of course one will be for the shield, one for the knockout, and Lapras is out of the way. Now it's all up to the Drapion if they want to have any chance at all, but to be honest, we can definitely take this move and then rely on our Medicham to finish off this battle. Here comes the Medi with a couple of those pretty powerful counters, and that victory will be for us. Mantine is another amazing core breaker for this line because of its amazing bulk, and the new wing attack is just helping it a lot, debuffing us much more than usual. So Aquatail here is gonna do a lot of work against that Stunfisk, and we can keep pressuring now. I managed to throw an Aquatail back there, but I guess lag happened, and that was not registered right on time, and then I lose a CMP against a Stunfisk? Is that even possible? I don't think that it is, but anyways, we can still pressure here with another Aquatail. I will try to block once because I want them to face with their Mantine my Stunfisk, and of course we can pressure for a shield here. So let's see how they manage to do here. Okay, they absolutely do a lot of work with that Stunfisk, and they definitely want that Mantine over my Medicham. But to be honest, I really like my odds here because at this point we can definitely farm down just a Rock Slide, and we can go for the Psychic for big damage on the Mantine. They decide to get to the Bubble Beam, so with that debuff I do not like my odds at all, and I will rely on the Stunfisk to draw out their final Pokemon, which is the Medicham. So as you can see, we had a triple hard counter team up against us, I think this is the best scenario for this line to shine, because not only we are losing on every single individual matchup, but also we might have a chance to flip it all around with our Medicham here, because this Ice Punch is gonna connect for big damage on the Medi, and now we just have to go for the Psychic and perhaps something more against that Mantine. What I want to do here is to go ahead and block this move, because they might get to the Bubble Beam or the Ice Beam, so it is gonna be the Ice Beam big block here, and we can still reach to the second Psychic to finish off the Mantine on a very weird matchup, because they had the upper hand on the long term of the battle and up on the start, but we managed somehow miraculously to win this entire team, because this team, even against its counters, goes pretty well, and that was the perfect example of that. Scrafting the next one, they decide to stay in. You know what, I like my odds here. If you want to stay in, just do it, and then we can absolutely wreck you apart. I want to see what they have at the back, because not switching out that Scrafting means that whatever there is at the back might be also weak to my Medi, and it is gonna be the Bastiodon, so we're having a very positive matchup here, because not only because we're gonna spam those super effective moves, but still we can threat them here with our other two Pokemon. We're just gonna go now with that Aqua Tail, able to deal some really nice damage to that Bastiodon, and the final Aqua Tail for the knockout. Are they gonna take it though? Let's see together. No, they're not. They're gonna spend the shield trying to get to another one, but unfortunately we cannot, and now we just have to put all of our faith into Galarian Stunfisk to finish off this battle. So that's all, trainers. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go. Subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.